Hello, everybody, and welcome. This is Managerial Accounting, Job Order Costing. This is part 5 of our comprehensive example. We're going to go through and determine indirect materials, indirect labor, and cost of goods manufactured. So let's go to it. Okay. So when I look over here, I've gone through and I input the values into the T accounts. And this is what we did on the last example. So over here, we put in the information that was over here. We put in our direct materials from the chart. Those went into the various work in process accounts. We did our direct labor from the chart. That's what also went into our work in process. We then applied overhead, right? So it was telling me that overhead is applied at 60% of direct labor cost. When I'm applying overhead, I've got my actual on the left, applied on the right. I'm taking my amount of my direct labor and I'm estimating my overhead to be 60% of that amount. So once I've gone through and I've done this part over here, now I'm ready to go through and to solve the rest of the problem. When I solve this problem, I'm going to do it in 2 separate videos. The first video right now is we're going to go through over here and do these first 5 parts. So let's go to it. Now, if I take 60 plus 500 minus 100 minus 80 minus 200 minus 50, I get 130. I have a value here of 120, right? So what is my problem over here? Well, I have many problems, right? So what I need to go through over here and do is to say, all right, 60 plus 500 minus 100 minus 80 minus 200 minus 50 minus X equals 120. If I solve for X, I'm going to get X equals to 10. So over here, and this is what we call our indirect materials. Okay, so I want to make sure though that my numbers work. Let's make sure. 60 plus 500 plus 100 plus 80 plus 200. Oh, yikes, hold on. 60, let's try this again. 60 plus 500 minus these values over here gives me 120. So I know I've done that correctly. So my indirect materials are going to be 60. Factory payroll, this account has to be at 0. Okay, so over here, I've got 540, 150, 90, 160, and 60. The difference between these two is 80. So to balance this, this is going to be my indirect labor. So over here, I'm going to have my indirect labor at 80. Where does this travel to? This is going to travel over here to our actual amount of our overhead. Okay, so let's answer what we have so far. So my indirect materials were 10. My indirect labor was 80. Now let's figure out cost of goods manufactured. To figure out cost of goods manufactured, I need to look at each one of my jobs and see where it was going. Let's start at the bottom first. So job 103 was started during the month and remained in process as of September 30th, 2024. So over here, I had no beginning WIP, but I had direct materials from job 103 of 50, direct labor of 60, and applied overhead of 36. So this is my, basically over here, this is my ending balance in job 103. Notice here, it says that it was started, but it remained in process. So I want to go ahead and leave this here. Let's go to the next one. Let's go up, working backwards. Let's take a look at job 102. Job 102 is completed, but it had not been sold. If the job has been completed, I cannot leave it in WIP. I've got to get it out. So over here, I'm going to add up 42 plus 200 plus 160 plus 96. I'm going to get 498. So to move this out of here, what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to credit this for 498. This is going to go to 0. But where is this going to go to? This is going to go to finished goods inventory. And this is going to be our job 102. So over here, this is going to our finished goods inventory. We'll create a new bright color right over here. And there we go. All right. So this goes to our finished goods inventory. But do I send it to cost of goods sold? The answer is no, because I have not yet sold it. So it's going to stay over here in finished goods for now. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at job 101. For job 101, it was completed and sold for $950. So it was completed and it was sold. What does that mean? I have to get this out of WIP and put it into cost of goods sold. In order to do that, I have to go through a two-step process. I've got to send it first to finished goods and then to cost of goods sold. So over here, my total amount of my work in process is going to be 384 or 160 plus 80 plus 90 plus 54 or 384. So this has to be 0 because it was no longer in WIP. So over here, I'm going to credit this for 384. And this I'm also going to send to finished goods inventory. And this is going to be job 101. But notice over here for this particular job, is it going to stay in work? Is it going to stay in finished goods inventory? And the answer to that is going to be no. Why is it not going to stay there? Because it was completed, meaning it goes to finished goods, and it was sold. So what I now need to do is to take this out of here and now put it to cost of goods sold so it can complete its journey. So over here, I'm going to credit finished goods inventory for 384, and I'm going to debit cost of goods sold. Okay, so to COGS, job 101. Okay, now for my very last one, got to save the best for last, is job 100. For job 100, it was completed and sold for $1,200. So if it was completed and sold, I cannot leave it in the work in process account. So my total amount over here is going to be 533. So my total amount over here is 533. I need this account, can't stay over here. It's got to go over here to cost of goods sold. So what am I going to go through and do? So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to say, all right, 533. This is now going to be at 0. So my job 100 over here at 533. So once I have this over here for job 100 at 533, it's then going to leave finished goods inventory. And so it's going to go to cost of goods sold. And this is going to be job 100 for 533. Okay. All right. So let's kind of take a look right over here. So this information is very important. It tells us where the jobs are. Job 100 was completed and sold. So I had to first take it out of WIP to finished goods, and then over here to my cost of goods sold. Okay. Job 101 was also completed and sold. I got to take it out of WIP to finished goods inventory, and then over here to cost of goods sold. Job 102 was completed but not sold. So it just is going to go over here. And then job 103 remains in process. So let's go ahead and answer the rest of our questions. Our cost of goods manufactured is going to be what? Now, this is something that gives students a lot of problems. The cost of goods manufactured is the total amount that I sent to finished goods inventory. So the total amount that I sent to finished goods inventory from work in process was what? It's going to be job 101, job 100, job 101, and job 102 for a total of 1415. Okay. That's cost of goods manufactured for the month of September. What is my ending work in process? Well, my only job that I had in process, right? 100 is at 0, 101 is at 0, 102 is at 0, is going to be job 103 at 146. What about my ending finished goods inventory? Well, my ending finished goods inventory, right? What's remaining? It's really going to be just job 102, right? Because job 100 and 101 were completed and sold. So the ending amount of my finished goods inventory is only my job 102. So right over here, this is going to be for job 102. It's going to be at 498. So that is a lot more than 5 minutes. I apologize. It's really hard to do it with some of these videos or to kind of sparse it up or break it up. But again, I want to thank you. Please leave any kind of questions you have below and appreciate you liking and subscribing to these videos. The next video that I'm going to go through and do is going to show you how to complete that question. So I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Have a great rest of your day.